walls now, that's another good one. I have an Ayres landing system. But yeah, most of the games aren't hard because I just play them over and over and over and over again. Before anyone asks me for my Xbox 360 tag, I will not give it to anyone. Seriously, like, I can't have a normal Facebook, I can't have an AIM. My Neopets account and my Xbox Live gamer tag are off limits. Those are my two things. How is this gonna bother me when I'm feeding my pets? Come on. So, my friends are like, do you really have a Neopets account? I was like, what if I do? They're like, you know that's for like 9-year-old girls, right? I'm like, sometimes I have my hair in pigtails. So yeah. Somebody else, who's talking? Oh, I pointed at her. Who's talking out? I'll get you. Say top. Who's talking? Okay, well, add picture and then I'll get you. Because you have an eye patch. Okay, you. Pointing at me, yeah. You.
What was it like doing Ayres and Big Windup?
Thank you for asking. I love characters like that because I never played characters like that. I usually play the Mihashi character. I usually play the little wimpy crybaby, and I like it. I think it's funny. I'll talk about that. But Mihashi, Abe is, he's good at what he does and nothing else. He's a really horrible friend. He's a mean person. I was so mad, even at the end, even after Mihashi pulls it together and they there's another Koyuki. There's one right here too. It's like Koyuki Club. Oh my god, but look, we have a Tyra too. That's awesome. Okay, by the way, I'm very ADD. I'm sure you figured that out already. But the thing about Abe is, even in the last episode, he still is yelling at Mihashi. I'm like, would you cut it out? You won the game. Cool down. And I love it because all of the artwork, never is smiling. He's always like. So I think it's funny. I also, Satoshi Watari is like that too. In The Angel, every piece of artwork you see, he's either blank-faced or totally like he never smiles. It's fun because I know nothing about sports. I say this proudly. I hate organized sports. I like skateboarding and things like that. But so for me to talk about, because the catcher's got to know everything. For me to talk about that as if I knew what I was talking about means I'm pretty good at BSing now. So, but it's cool because my little nephews play sports and they love Big Windup because it's all about baseball and kids rolling around the dirt and there's fighting. And, yeah, I think Justin Cook is hysterical in that show, by the way. Okay, who's next? I said I would call on you because you have funny ears and an eye. Hi. It's really hard to say that. Sujito is such a cool character just because he's so awful. And I don't play many roles like that. Like, my villains are usually like my character in Gantz, where it's like a 16-year-old serial killer who's just awful and should be skinned alive. Sujito was fun because he was more of a character. He was like, there's much more to him, there's backstory to him. I like playing villains. But I also like playing the pointy-haired loyal kid too. Like, I'll fight you over my friends. That's what I love about Goku. Goku, I point at you and say Goku. That's what I love about Chrono is his like ridiculous loyalty and his like, I'll be there if you need me. I like those guys best, but it's hard to say because like I also like characters that you wouldn't think I would like. Heihachi in Samurai 7, if he was a real person, I'd hang out with that guy. I would. I think it's cool. But I'll give you a secret. This may ruin it for you because my friends can't watch Sam 7 without hearing this now. So Heihachi's a smartass because he's the smartest one of the bunch, and he's always like pointing out where people are doing something wrong. But he's also like one of the most lovable of the 7 samurai. So how do you have a lovable smartass? Randall from Clerks. If you listen to the way my voice is patterned, it's patterned after Randall from Clerks. When he's like, think about the rice for a second. Like it's totally you can imagine Randall with a comic book in his hand pointing at something. My friends that love Sam 7, that I told that to, they're like, oh, I hate you. And I was like, why? And they're like, every time I watch Sam 7, that's all I can hear now. It's like your impersonation of Randall. But that's a great beat because if you knew somebody like Randall in real life, you'd kill him. You'd kill him if you knew somebody like that in real life. So to make that character type lovable is a challenge too. But I love, it's tough. I love all my characters. I love my character in Hello Kitty. I know, it makes me sound super ridiculous. I've got this new show I can't talk about. I'm gonna give you hints, and you can't, even if you ask me, I can't tell you whether you're right or not, but I'll talk a little bit about that later. I just finished recording Book of Ventura. My brother's directing it. I don't know if I'm supposed to say I play Vulcan or not. I didn't just say that, but it's okay to say that we're in it. Because they've already said we can talk about recording it and working on it, so I might be Vulcan, I might not be. I just finished Epitale of Memories and Epitale of Melodies. I love that show. Super different type story. Dreamed Her Mary is another new one I just finished. And every time I do a new story or a new character, I fall in love with it. Koyuki is one of my favorites because he's like a real person I know in real life. And this new kid that I'm playing in this show that I can't tell you the name of is probably going to be one of my favorites. Because normally I play the little crybaby, the little, oh, why am I here? This kid starts off, he cries a lot. He cries more than the Pope in Trinity Blood. A lot. And he ends up being just a cold-blooded killer, by the end of the show. Not mean, but he can take care of himself by the end of the show. It's pretty good. And I normally don't get to go from A to Z, so I like that. But yeah, it's hard to pick, which type of role, because that's the cool thing about being an actor. You're a different person every day. In some cases, 2 or 3 people a day, because sometimes we're working on multiple shows. Like when I was working on Negima, here's better. When I was working on Chrono Crusade, I was working on Chrono Crusade, Ants, and Hello Kitty. Very different personas. I was like this little ugly talking fish in Hello Kitty. He's one of the rarest Sailor Moon characters. His name is Hangy O'Donnell. He's a little sea monster. But he sounds like Droopy. He sounds like a cross between Carol Channing and Droopy the dog. But you do that, and then you play a serial killer, and then you play this lovable, silly, demon with the 20-pack abs. Man, if I could look like any character I play, it would be Demon Form Chrono. First, I have a big metal ponytail, and secondly, I have all his abs. So, who's next? Your hand is waving, and I'm distracted easily, so yes. Yes?
Can you do Kaori Nagisa, the line from him?
Oh my god, I'm shocked. I thought you were going to say Kaori Hitachi, and that made me very happy. The big thing, no, you said Nagisa. The thing about doing Kaori's voice is it's kind of a whispery voice. The thing is, you won't have the God echo that they put on it in the studio. Oh god, dude. Oh, I can't say this, that's too cheesy. Thank you, Shinji, my life has meaning because of you. I can't do that. By the way, I get embarrassed very easily, so if I look like I'm turning red, I am. Maybe later I'll do that. Oh my god, I can't believe that. Okay. Yes, sorry, okay. A waving hand. See, now people know how to get me. Yeah, putting your hand, yeah, you, putting your shoulder. Oh my god, this is not Jump Monkey Jump Show, what? Sasuke, man. Sasuke, the little horny robot from Matt and Legend of Mystical Ninja Goemon. There's my favorite moment in Goemon. His creator has told him that the only way they can save the Earth is if he takes pictures of hot girls. And because he's a robot, he does it. And so there's one where he's like, yeah, work it. And he's rolling around and around. So when he says work it, that's my favorite line. Shinji for Full Metal Panic is just my typical, well, I'm not really a penny thief. This, is forced to do this. Kind of the same voice as Leo from Ghost Stories, but different. But yeah, those are the 2 voices. Okay, please don't make me do voices all day. I get paid to do that at work, and at work I wasn't screaming all night at a rave the night before. So, yes, you. Oh my gosh. Later I can do that. The thing about Satoshi's voice, and that's really cool because I can talk about something informative. Satoshi's voice is something that we call closed mic technique. When you work, and the mics we work with are $100,000 mics. They're the big manly mics. They're crazy. You can't breathe on them the wrong way. But as you can tell, when I'm far away from the mic, my voice sounds one way. The closer I get to the mic, everything sounds different. Well, Satoshi Watari is my whisper. It's just just that much voice and mostly whisper. It's like, you know, dice game. But then they crank the gain on it, which makes it sound like voice. So that's how close mic work. So I can do it in a tape recorder, in a microphone, but I can't do it like somebody in the hallway goes, do the Gene Angel voice. I'm like, I have to whisper in your ear, and then that would be creepy. And this says I can't do that. So yes, a book. See, they're getting creative. I'll put my book in the air.
I collect voice actor horror stories. What is your worst con experience?
See, here's the thing, I don't tell those stories because I'm an anime fan, and people love to talk about the creepy people or the bad things. So I don't tell anime fans because I am an anime fan, and I don't want people to remember the creepers. There's a creeper in every bunch. You know, there's like a spooky person everywhere you go. I was just at a concert, you know, I was like, man, don't anybody ever tell me gamers are stinky. There are some stinky electro fans, like, but I will tell you one of the weirdest stories, well, and then I can tell you about my ring taking a drop. I was at a convention, and it's pretty well known now, so I can say the name of the convention. I was at SuboyCon in Covington, Kentucky, and like, most of y'all that know me, this won't be a big shock. Like, I usually am up late partying, and I crash, and I don't look at anything when I go to bed. I just get treated like, so the next morning, I was gonna take a shower, and I don't even remember why I was sitting on the toilet, because I wasn't doing what you do when you sit on the toilet. I was getting ready to take a shower, but it looked like, in my first thought, it looked like someone had gotten sick on the wall. Like, and I was like, man, somebody partied in here. And then it was on this wall, and then it was on the wall underneath the sink, and then there was what looked like fingerprints on the wall in this, like, stain color. Yeah, it gets better. So, we're all at Chipotle, you know, killing our intestines. And,
oh my God.
The voice actresses were just, you know, they're being complainy girls. They're like, my baby too empty, and Brittany Karbowski like, my door is, I can hear everything said in the hall. And I jokingly said, well, at least it doesn't look like somebody got murdered in your room. And the guest relations person didn't laugh. He goes, what are you talking about? And I was like, my room looks like there's blood all over the walls in the bathroom. And he goes, dude, seriously, you're not kidding, are you? And I was like, no, why are you freaking out? And he said, a woman was murdered in this hotel 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
So I went to, so in Texas there are disclosure laws. Like, if someone kills themselves in a house, they have to tell you that. They have to tell you, like, if an older person dies of natural causes, when you're buying a house, you're like, has anyone died in this residence? Because some people in Texas are like, well, ghosts, and UFOs, and the Easter Bunny. I thought, disclosure laws. So I go to the front desk and I'm like, hey, I'm in room, I shouldn't say the room number, because then that'll be like its own tourist attraction. We do get drunk and I do take people by the room and so going, like, that's the room. I didn't say get drunk, by the way. So anyway, the lady at the front desk said, you're not in that room, we don't rent that room out. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So maybe somebody did get sick in the bathroom. Well, 2 cocktails later on the way to the rave, I see the banquet manager, and she's like, I'm so glad you guys are here. And I'm like, I'm not used to people who look like respectable adults saying that to me. And she goes, no, I love it. She goes, this hotel never sees any action. I go, well, that's not what I heard. And I figured if I ask a different person, I might get a different story. And I go, hey, I think I'm in the room. And she goes, oh yeah? What room do you think is the room? I go, I'm on the 2nd floor, right up, she goes, top of the stairs above the office next to the fire escape. And I was like, yeah. She goes, yeah, you're in that room. And then the con staff were freaking out because they're like, oh, we'll put you in another room. And I, like, at the time I was like, dude, whatever, I'm gonna be at the rave till 3:30, I'm gonna come in, bang. I won't care. And so I was like, no, I'm not a prima donna. That would mean I was the star of a different anime. Did I say that out loud? Anyway, so I didn't do anything. And it was fine to me until Sunday night when everyone cleared out. And I was finished packing, and I got in bed, and I was like, ooh. I really freaked out because this is gonna tell you a morbid sense of humor I have. Like, I understand that most, like, I wouldn't say 90%, a good number of people that commit suicide check into a hotel to do it because they don't want their family or friends to find them. So like, the possibility that I was in a room that somebody died in before is pretty, I mean, as many hotels as I stay in, it's pretty, good odds. This is not that. Like, someone fought for their life and lost in this room, and I was just like, I don't want to be in here anymore. And so I called a bunch of my friends, and this I love, call my fiance, and I'm like, oh my God, somebody was murdered in the room. Now, at first it sounded like I said somebody was murdered in the room, like tonight. But I was like, somebody got murdered, like when? I was like, 2 weeks ago, I think. I was like, but there's still blood on the walls. And then next, the most awesome, loving, caring thing said out of the phone is, don't you dare come home and help pictures. So as I was checking out of the hotel, I was like, the funniest, coolest story at a hotel, I was DJing with the coolest guy in the world. Any nerdcore rap fans in the room? Any nerdcore? Okay, good, okay. Guys know YT Cracker? Yeah! Okay, that's my boy. We were playing a show last weekend in Minneapolis, and I get super like romancy around that guy because he's so cool. And we were in his room, which was up on the 7th floor, and somebody said something tasteless or funny, and we just started high-fiving. We were as far away from the window as you are. So imagine now, let's say the window is where this chair is. Third high five, my ring goes flying backwards. My friend is standing by the window, and I'm like, oh my God, where's my ring? And my friend Steven goes, what just flew past me? And he's standing at the window. It didn't even touch the glass. This is the weird thing. The window is cracked like this much. Flew across the room several hundred feet, out the window, 7 stories down to the top of the roof of the hotel.
Oh my God.
And so, of course, we start tearing Bryce's room apart. Like, oh, it's gotta be in here. Bryce was even looking in his parfait. He was like, and finally we see that there's a little ledge on the roof, and they're like, well, go to your panel, we'll keep looking. They sent the hotel guy out there, and Bryce goes, man, you are so lucky, because they sent the laziest guy on earth out there. He was like kicking rocks, like, I don't think it's out here. Bryce was like, you're not even under the window yet. Looking down on the 7th floor, and he goes, no, here it is. Okay, so the thing is, this is really your engagement ring. It's got gears on it, and it moves around in a circle. It's got a lifetime warranty on it, but now it only goes 3/4 of the way around, and I have to force it. Oh, it's getting better now. I guess if you keep messing with it, it gets better. Well, like, it's got a lifetime warranty on it, and Bryce he goes, yo, you gonna call that thing in and get it fixed? And I was like, I could, but how many people's engagement rings survived a 7-story drop and managed to get back on my finger? So now I like my little odd imperfect ring. So I have a lot of fun in hotels. The hotels always have a lot of stories. I think it's weird that I feel so comfortable in hotels that I just instinctively get in and hit the staff elevator. Like, I'm always riding the back elevators all over the place. In the back. Yes. No, you.
How'd you get started DJing?
Huh? When did I start DJing? How? By accident, like everything else in life that I do. I used to go to, this is gonna date me, something called a teen club. And once upon a time I was a teenager, a long time ago. I did know it was a horse and buggy. Anyway, I had this friend, Robert Gutierrez, who's passed away, a few years ago. A really cool guy who had like the most ridiculous record collection I'd ever seen. Just when you see DJs like flipping through records, his was like 6 or 8 crates deep and just like record. Well, I was that annoying kid. I was always hanging out at the DJ booth watching him, and I never really thought that I would ever do that. I just liked watching it. It was cool what he was doing and the way he mixed music together. This was so long ago that we didn't even match beats. Yeah, it's a long time ago. Yeah, it's sad when I go into my record collection, and like half the things that I have on vinyl when they play on the radio, like retro 80s. I'm like, hey, that's not that old. But one night he got really sick. He got a case of walking pneumonia. And his sister called. His sister was a real good friend of mine, and she said, hey, Robert needs you to go DJ for him tonight. And I was like, are you kidding me? I don't know how to do that. And she's like, well, he needs you to. He said that he's only going to trust you to get up there and do it. And so I said, well, put your brother on the phone. He sounded like that for me. I was like, what? And I was like, I can't do this, dude. And he said, sure you can. You watch me do it every night. And I said, no, dude, I'm gonna mess up and people are gonna make fun of me. Like, I was a little kid. I was only 15. I was 15 or 16 years old. I was really young. And he said the magic words. He goes, yo, he didn't say yo, but he didn't say yo back then. He probably said dude. That's very 80s. He's like, dude, this is the only chance you're ever gonna get to dig through my records. And that was it. I was like, all right, who's gonna open it up for me? Who's gonna let me in the building? And it was horrible. I'm sure everybody there had a miserable time while I was trying to figure out what I was doing. But I loved it and I kept doing it. And then by the time I was 17, I had my own gear and I was playing other teen clubs and I did the rounds of the teen clubs. That's why if you see I have an alias on IMDb. My nickname was Bam Bam. I went by Bam Bam for years. There were tons of people that didn't even know my name. That was the name I DJ'd under. And a friend of mine made a documentary and he listed me as Bam Bam, and so now it's on my IMDb. I'm like, thanks, Jonathan. And it's weird because once in a blue moon somebody will say that just to see if I'll turn around. But, and then I quit DJing because there's so many problems associated with, especially I was a club DJ, I was always in a club. So like you're locked in this little tiny booth, it's not fun. There's constant scares, there's cops coming in because there's always like some scumbag trying to sell drugs or whatever. And like there's just, angry boyfriend chasing girlfriend around the club. It just got to be real hectic and real like unfun. So I stopped doing it probably when I was about 26, 27, maybe 28. And then I was at a convention many years later, Capsicon, and my friend Kitamika was spinning on a CD deck. And the stuff he was able to do, the way he could jump around in a song seamlessly and keep on beat amazed me. And I got a CD deck and I started playing with him. And all of a sudden, NecoCon was the first con to find out. They're like, whoa, you DJ? And I was like, yeah, but I don't play con music. And they're like, we don't care, just throw a party. And that's really how it started. And because I was an anime fan, I'd been to a bunch of stinky anime dances that like was just DDR music all night long. I'm not hating on Bimani music, I just think there should be a variety of music. And so I started playing like, hard house and tech house and drum and bass, and even threw in some spooky like Skinny Puppy and Marilyn Manson for the spooky kids. And then my idea was to bring as much variety as possible. I never ever expected that we would be having parties like the ones we have here. Like this show and at OhioCon have like dances of about 2,500 people. It's crazy. It's like, and I went to see Night Party last weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing some. I've got an exclusive Night Party I'm playing tonight too. I played that Internet Friends that I played last night at the Dance with the Porter Robbins Dead. It's not out yet. I'm nerdy about music, as you can see. But the idea that we can have parties like that now at conventions just blows my mind, and big sound systems and like really professional. Oh, I brought up Night Party. Yeah, I went to see Night Party the other night, and dude, our crowd last night was way rowdier than their crowd. And I always say this, my DJ friends are always like, when are you gonna stop playing in hotels? Well, I just played this big raver party with like DJ Dara and Messinian and Crisley and a bunch of guys. There was 50 DJs doing an outdoor party, crazy stuff. And dude, I couldn't stand the people I was playing for. I was playing for the guy